Welcome Libra, it's May 2014, I'm Dadici, and the magic number tonight is 18. 18 years actually, which is the precise time it takes for the North Node, or what we call the karmic point, to traverse the zodiac. This karmic point is not actually a planet, and there are two parts to the equation, what we call an axis. The future karmic node, past karmic node. And right now, the reason I'm harping on this is because for the first time in 18 years, this karmic axis has moved into your sun sign, into the sign of the marital partner as well. So of course, if you put two and two together with what I'm saying, you get to understand clearly that this period, April, May, where this transition has just taken place, has to be a very, very significant shift in your awareness, a shift in the nature of your relationships, but most importantly, a shift in the nature of the perception of yourself. You know, the perception of oneself. You know, oneself is one's best friend and one's worst enemy. You know, we set up our partners as mirrors of that negative part of our being. And then we try to change that person. We all do it, but actually the partner we have, even the partner we don't have, the partner we aspire to have, is really a reflection, a mirror of ourselves. And that's why this transit of the North and South Node is very, very significant. Now, to add more power to this, we see that in your sun sign, for an extended period in terms of the length of time transits occur, Mars is going to be in your sun sign as well for a long time, for several months. So this is an extraordinary amount of power. And then in the marital sector, the relationship sector, you've got Uranus there at the moment. So later in the month, we're going to see this rather volatile opposition aspect between Mars and Uranus occurring on what we call this karmic axis. Now, you're the sort of person that likes to maintain equilibrium, peace. You know, you often avoid the type of conflicts that I'm talking about here. Now, interestingly, Libra, your Mars is transiting the sign of Libra, your sun sign. So it's quite likely you're going to maybe act a little bit differently to the way you have in the past. This is going to really add some fuel to the fire, make you much bolder, much more self-confident, but possibly also a bit more aggressive than you need to be. These are some of the lessons you're going to learn during this particular transit. Take a look at this as well. I just noticed there on the 11th of May, the transit of Venus into the opposition of Mars. Now, having Venus there, I would say, even if it's in the opposition to Mars, means that you can soften the blow of these intense relationship energies. Maybe sexually, that could be the sort of key to this actually, because the Venus-Mars opposition has a lot to do with the sexual energies that, and the interplay between you and your partner. So I think this is not a bad aspect actually, given that you've got the Mars and the Uranus opposition. Having the Venus there is going to soften the blow, make you passionate. So yeah, if you got to kill your partner, kill them with sweetness at this time. Apart from me talking about the immediate effects of these transits for the month of May, I want you to continue along the thought line I introduced the month with, and that's that karmic influence. So what's happening now, these are just minor sort of events on this longer cycle, this longer journey over the next 18 months, which is this karmic cycle. So what's happening now is going to impact upon that. And also having the past karma point in your relationship sector can for some of you indicate a recurrence or relationships that had stalled or had been let go of in the past, now coming back into your life. So that I've seen in many of the horoscopes of people that I've read for, this past karma influence being what I'd call a wild card for you. And the suddenness or abruptness of that transit can be seen around the 16th. Venus moves into the conjunction of Uranus in your 7th house. And look at that also, Venus has quite a few other aspects there on the 17th and 19th. So these are hard aspects as well. And a time of the month, I think, when you'll be very, very challenged by your relationships. So you need to keep your wits about you and again, draw upon that Libran quality where you're able to make peace, not war. Sun moves to the 9th house of your horoscope on the 21st, and Mercury is also there in the favourable aspect to Venus on the 28th. So that 1 week period, I think, is quite a bit of relief for you against the backdrop of some of those other very intense and life-shattering transits that I'm seeing. This could involve you in some travels, or maybe just simply distracting yourself from those really meaty problems with some fairy floss, just something light. Even if it's intellectual, it'll be very different. It'll just distract you and take your mind off that. I think that's good too. Later in the month, we see the transit of Venus, not much later, a couple of days later, 29th, Venus to the 8th house of shared resources, finances, and again, sexuality. If we've seen that tension in that first bit of karmic activity, then Venus to the 8th house is really, really nice for intimacy, love, and regenerating those feelings of love for the person that you love. On the same date, Mercury to the 10th house, that's nice. Having an elevated Mercury at the end of the month gives you clear perception, clear understanding, and I think this is the time when you can start to cut through a lot of these problems. Take care. See you next month. Don't forget to join me at astrology.com.au. Lots of other stuff there for you. Bye-bye.